And today, a big shakeup in Maine politics as Governor Janet Mills announces she's suspending her U.S. Senate campaign. Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Beth Jones. Our Doug Banks has those details and reactions to the surprising announcement.
Governor Janet Mills made the decision to suspend her U.S. Senate campaign public just before 9 Thursday morning, citing a lack of financial resources. She said in part, quote, "While I have the drive and passion, commitment and experience, and above all else, the fight to continue on, I very simply do not have the one thing that political campaigns unfortunately require today, the financial resources. That is why I have made the incredibly difficult decision to suspend my campaign for the United States Senate," end quote. It's a move that caused a ripple effect through Maine's political landscape on Thursday, especially since we're just weeks away from the Democratic primary. First, Senator Susan Collins said, quote, "I am sure this was a difficult decision for Governor Mills, and I thank her for her decades of service to the people of Maine," end quote. Next, one of her direct opponents on the Democratic ticket, Graham Plattner. A press conference Thursday morning at the Governor Hill Mansion in Augusta brought lawmakers from across Maine to publicly endorse his campaign. It was held only a couple hours after Mills' campaign suspension was made public. Here's what he had to say about the current governor.
Governor Mills has dedicated her career to this beautiful state. We're all eternally grateful for her service to the state of Maine as governor and her lifelong career serving Mainers as Attorney General, as District Attorney, and in the legislature. We both got into this race because we knew how critical it is to defeat Susan Collins. And her decision today reflects a commitment to that project. I look forward to working closely with her between now and November to do just that, to defeat Susan Collins and turn this seat blue again.
Are you hoping to get Governor Mills' endorsement, and what would that mean?
I reached out to the governor this morning, giving her my thanks for her decades of service to this state. I'm very much looking forward to working with her closely as we move forward.
Next, two of Maine's political parties issued statements about Mills' campaign. Maine Democratic Party Executive Director Devon Murphy Anderson made the following statement, saying in part, "The Maine Democratic Party is neutral in primaries and will be proud to support our Democratic nominee for U.S. Senate, along with our nominees in races up and down the ballot," end quote. Meanwhile, the Maine Republican Party voicing strong opposition to Plattner, saying in part, "Mainers can't afford to send a radical, out-of-control extremist like Plattner to D.C., but that's exactly whom Maine Democrats have on their slate this election," end quote. We also spoke with political expert and University of Maine Political Science Chair Mark Brewer about Mills' decision to suspend her campaign. While the announcement came as a surprise, he says there have been indications over the past few weeks suggesting this might happen. He highlighted her lack of on-air presence over the last few weeks, the lack of donations coming in from outside groups, and Mills consistently trailing in the polls.
I think it's probably a combination of the lack of resources, but also probably a realization on her part that, she just didn't see a path to victory anymore.
A common question in politics when someone suspends their campaign is who will they endorse? This is a statement sent to us by a spokesperson for Janet Mills on Thursday. It reads, quote, "Governor Mills has never voted for Susan Collins, and she will not do so in this election either. As Maine's governor, she will continue to support Democratic candidates across Maine, and she will continue to hear and watch how Graham Plattner works to earn the support of Maine voters, just as she will keep a close eye on Maine's congressional and gubernatorial primaries as well." In studio, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Our thanks to Doug for that extensive reporting. Meanwhile, school districts all over the state are working to solidify their fiscal year 2027 budgets, and RSU 22 is no different. However, the district is facing multiple challenges, causing a tight financial squeeze that they say is affecting most stakeholders. Our Callie Warren explains.
And we're just trying to get what we can for our students with the understanding that we're trying to also help everyone else within the communities and not increase that too much for them, because we understand they're going through some hard times as well.
Budgeting is a balancing act for the RSU 22 school board, but the challenges that they're facing are felt across the state. Between rising costs, state mandates, and attempting to keep the taxpayer burden low, those in the district are trying to piece together a complicated puzzle.
Everyone's costs are going up, and we're just trying to do our best. So yes, we're all in that situation together.
Superintendent Raymond says that included in the proposed $40.8 million budget is a 30% increase for propane and a 30% increase for gas and transportation costs due to rising oil prices. Additionally, the district must allocate $50,000 to prepare for the state-mandated personal devices ban in case they need to provide school-issued computers to students currently using personal laptops. They also have to allocate for a state-mandated teacher salary increase.
I mean, considering the economy right now and considering what local communities are going through, I think our administration did a really nice job with preparing this budget.
The district has also had to cut positions due to lower enrollment numbers, an issue communities have seen across the state.
Well, we've had a significant decline in enrollment over the years, and so we're reducing some employees.
More budget meetings for the district are on the horizon. Visit rsu22.us to learn more. In Hamden, Callie Warren, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Today, Senator Angus King questioned Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff J. Daniel Kane. King pressed for answers during the annual hearing on the Department of Defense budget request for fiscal year 2027 and future years' defense program. The hearing focused largely on the war in Iran. However, Senator King, who is a senior member of the Senate Armed Services Committee, questioned the way the $1.5 trillion budget was constructed. King went back and forth with Hegseth over his concerns about decreased efforts to provide funding for Ukraine.
I think the American people should understand that we've stepped back, in fact, stepped back to the point of abandoning.
This is a war that never would have happened under President Trump, and he supports ending it through a deal, and he's pursued that.
So far, it hasn't happened.
As King pressed the issue, Hegseth held firmly to his argument that other European countries should be stepping up and, quote, shouldering the burden of funding Ukraine. Well, a teenager charged in connection with the murder of a female paddleboarder last summer has been found competent to stand trial. According to the Mid-Coast Villager, 18-year-old Devin Young was found competent to stand trial by a state judge yesterday, making it more likely he could be tried as an adult for the murder of Sunshine Sonny Stewart last year in Union. The specifics of the findings in the judge's ruling are under seal at this time, as are many of the records in the case, since Young was only 17 at the time of Stewart's murder. The Villager's report says the next step will be a hearing to determine whether the case is, in fact, transferred to adult court. If that happens, the case is then presented to a grand jury for a possible indictment, and should all of that occur, a trial would then be scheduled. The family of the woman killed in a Skowhegan house fire this week is asking for the public's help as they try to pick up the pieces amidst their grief. The granddaughter of the woman killed in the fire has created a GoFundMe page. According to that page, the family was already dealing with horrible grief due to the loss of her mother's husband just 10 months prior to the fire. Now they're dealing with even more unthinkable loss, with the loss of her grandmother and their beloved family dog, who also perished in the fire. The granddaughter says her mother lives on a fixed income and they need help with motel fees, finding stable housing, food, clothing, and other essentials. They also need help paying for funeral services. She says any contribution, no matter how small, is welcome, and we have a link on our website, foxbangor.com. Well, Wednesday was veto day at the legislature, and the House of Representatives was held back from adjourning for hours due to a hotly contested piece of legislation that sought to allow access to certain confidential records pertaining to DHHS child welfare cases. Our Callie Warren, again, with those details.
We haven't finished our work.
Legislators tied up their loose ends before official adjournment, but it was a long night for the House of Representatives, thanks to a controversial bill that never made it to the governor's desk.
It was a great bill. It would have done a lot to help kids.
What a devastating bill that this would be to our public servants.
The bill that caused contention was LD 127, which, if enacted, would have strengthened legislative oversight of agencies such as DHHS and allowed legislators to review confidential records. The House attempted to adjourn before voting on that legislation.
The grand total, Chair, will announce vote. 66 voting in the affirmative, 72 in the negative. The motion fails. The House will be at ease until the sound of the bell.
Though the adjournment failed due to bipartisan support for LD 127.
It made a lot of people mad. It caused a lot of contention in these hallways. It wouldn't be right for us to leave and allow things to happen without our presence, and then, in good faith, look at our constituents in the eye and say, we did our job. We'll be here until it's over, and then we'll go home.
Some legislators say the bill would have played a crucial role in helping children.
Safety for Maine kids, for accountability and transparency in Maine government. There are children who have died in Maine custody, and that's unacceptable at any level, but when you have 150 plus kids who've died in the last 5 or 6 years, that is absolutely atrocious and tragic. And so this bill would help bring accountability and, more importantly, transparency. We need transparency on how and why these kids are dying and what we can do to prevent it in the future.
While others worried it would have been an invasion of privacy to have those records available for legislators.
I feel that DHS is being used as a wedge to pry open the doors for these people to get confidential information on everybody. It's not just DHS, it's businesses, it's all public servants, that's law enforcement, firefighters, it's teachers, it's all of their confidential information. It can be photos of, an abuse situation of a young child that they can have access to. It's their medical records, their counseling or therapy records.
In the end, the bill was effectively dead because it would have had to go back to the Senate, which was adjourned well before the House.
It's a vote.
In Augusta, Callie Warren, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Today, Republican gubernatorial candidate Jonathan Bush gathered with supporters at Dysarts to highlight his focus on health care and how he says the government has actually made it more difficult to deliver affordable health care to Maine people. He said under the Mills administration, the Maine Care program has more than doubled in size and spending, and that growth, he says, has forced Maine providers to accept Maine Care reimbursements far below the cost of care. He says it's then forced providers to raise the cost of care for others to make up for it. He also said many people currently on Maine Care should be transitioned to the commercial market, and the ranks of those who run the program should be trimmed.
The administration of Maine Care needs to be delegated to professionals who do this and not to bureaucrats. 3,668 state workers in Augusta do nothing but work for the DHHS.
Alrighty, folks, let's hit pause now and peek outside for a first check of our forecast.
Thank you, Beth. Your first weather tonight is brought to you by Tick and Mosquito Guard. We stop ticks and mosquitoes, now serving Washington, Hancock, and Penobscot counties. We're pet safe and have an eco-friendly options available. Call today for a free quote, 207-263-3421. All right, of course, temperature is well below average for today. Upper 40s here in Bangor, mid 40s along your coastline. Some of us reaching near 50. We saw that in Freiburg and Machias as well with the warmer temperatures in Holton Presque Isle. But a lot of those rain showers today kept us cooler than average, and we could still see a few more tonight. They're not going to be as heavy as we saw during the day, but some on and off rain showers may linger into the early morning. Otherwise, by the afternoon, skies will clear. We'll have a few more clouds pop up in the afternoon here in Bangor, but still warmer than we were out there for today with upper 50s and maybe a few low 60s out there. But overnight tonight, a lot of cloud cover still hanging around with a few on and off showers and lows hanging out near the low to mid 40s. Beth?
Chase, thank you so much. And just ahead, more of your local news.
Your call is important to us.
You've heard this before, too many times. Tired of being customer 45978? Yeah, we would be too. Speed means fast uploads, no lag, and zero buffering. But it also means calling you back, showing up on time, and treating you like a person, not a problem. So whether you're working, streaming, gaming, or all three, it is time to make the switch to a provider that actually tries. Go NetSpeed. Service isn't dead. It just moved local.
Whether you're hurt by a landscaping truck like this, a work van like this, or any commercial vehicle, we know how to get you the big money you may deserve.
Hurt by a commercial vehicle? Call the twos. We win for you.
Who is the real Graham Plattner? He calls rural Mainers stupid and racist. Plattner says some Maine lobstermen are drug-addicted pieces of shit. He blames Maine's women for getting raped because he says they get up drunk. Graham Plattner even bragged about a Nazi tattoo on his chest. He calls it eminently reasonable. That's the real Graham Plattner. To be continued. Pine Tree Results Pack is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Sprague's Nursery and Garden Center is your destination for all things green, and yellow, and pink, and red, and, well, you'll understand when you visit us. Plants aren't just another department here. They're our whole world. From gardening classes to our expansive greenhouses, we cultivate a community of budding and seasoned gardeners alike. Professional landscapers turn to us too. Shouldn't you? Sprague's Nursery and Garden Center, growing with you since 1947.
For years, Penobscot County jail officials have warned that the facility is being pushed to its limits. Now they say overcrowding and an outdated building are putting daily operations under real strain. This morning, our Alex Schley got an inside look at just how intense conditions are becoming.
In 24 hours, the Penobscot County Jail processed more than 15 new individuals from 6 different agencies.
One being charged as a fugitive from justice, others with drug charges, some with assault charges.
Sheriff Troy Morton says that kind of volume is business as usual for the Bangor-based facility.
We are forced with dealing with multiple situations. We've often been called the emergency room to the criminal justice system.
Just to give you an idea of how limited the jail is on space, earlier today when I was taking a tour, we stopped in the intake room. In addition to myself and Sheriff Morton, there was also a man receiving medical attention, a woman in crisis who I was told was not able to be with the general population, a handful of law enforcement officers, and a handyman on a ladder. Now this was all happening in an area just about the size of a waiting room.
The facility doesn't have those temporary housing areas. We're forced to keep them in with new admissions.
Officials say scenes like that are not rare.
It is a constant effort to keep this building running, keep folks that are in here, whether they're incarcerated individuals, the staff, or even our vendors, safe inside this correctional facility.
In the meantime, Sheriff Morton says officials still need to take care of the day-to-day operations.
And when that occurs, the rest of the facility still needs to operate. We're providing programming, recreation, providing food, making sure medical and mental health services are being provided to the other individuals that are incarcerated inside our facility.
Staff says the limitations of the current facility make an already demanding job even more challenging. Individuals who had previously been incarcerated at the Penobscot County Jail but did not want to be on camera told ABC7 Fox 22 that they did not have a problem with the conditions of the facility, noting that they were similar to others in the area. In Bangor, Alex Schley for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, we'll have your national headlines.
Spring is here and the rebates are huge with Valley Home Services. With the quiet and efficient Fujitsu Airstage units, there's never been a better time to buy. And with Efficiency Main rebates up to $9,500. Plus, Valley Home is offering an additional promotional discount of $750 per system until April 30th. Best of all, everyone qualifies for a rebate even if you've received one before. Spring into home comfort and incredible rebates with Valley Home Services.
I got hurt by a big truck. Why did I call the twos? Because life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money. We got a client who broke multiple bones in a commercial vehicle accident, $700,000. Call the twos. We win for you.
Got old metal and junk cars? Turn that clutter into cash at Daddy and Daughters. We make recycling easy, fast, and fair. From Skowhegan to Dover Foxcroft, from Troy to Lee, you can trust our certified scales and friendly service, offering top prices for junk vehicles in Maine. Whether you drop off or we pick up, Daddy and Daughters covers Central and Eastern Maine. Come see us at one of our 4 locations and watch your scrap pay off. Daddy and Daughters turn scrap into cash.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Bush, and I know what you're thinking, not another Bush, but hear me out. I'm not a politician or a lobbyist. I'm a veteran, an entrepreneur who created over 900 jobs in Maine. And as governor, I'll take a sledgehammer to Janet Mills' wasteful spending. I'll slash your taxes, property, and income, and put the Democrats' woke policies in the shredder. I'm Jonathan Bush. It's time for a Johnny, don't touch the shredder.
We're ready for baseball, and off we go.
Major League Baseball, all season long on Fox.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
The longest partial government shutdown in U.S. history is over. President Trump signed a bill to fund much of the Homeland Security Department, but not its immigration enforcement operations. Earlier in the day, the House passed the measure previously approved by the Senate. Fox's Bill Malugin has details.
All those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. And the Senate amendment is agreed to.
With that anticlimactic voice vote in the House this afternoon, the 76-day DHS shutdown, the longest in history, is now set to end. After sitting on it for weeks, the House passed the Senate DHS funding bill, which funds all of DHS except for ICE and CBP. Republicans will instead fund those two agencies in a 3-year budget reconciliation bill, which allows them to bypass Democrats. President Trump wants that bill on his desk by June 1st.
This will relieve pressure from the Department of Homeland Security. We were not going to have lines at TSA. Everybody will get their paychecks now. We'll get moving forward, and then we will finish the work.
Some House Republican immigration hawks say Democrats have now set a precedent about defunding agendas they don't support.
By the way, two can play at that game. So they're setting a precedent for how this is going to play out from now on.
Democratic Senator John Fetterman says the DHS shutdown was a waste of time, posting that DHS employees went unpaid, over 1,000 TSA agents quit, and the nation was less safe, adding, quote, as the only Democrat who wanted common sense ICE reforms but always refused to shut the agency down, this was unnecessary and a failure of Congress. DHS employees, like this 27-year veteran of the Coast Guard, are just glad it's over.
It's incredibly stressful, just living day to day, not knowing if you're going to get paid for the work.
Democrats started this DHS shutdown 2.5 months ago because they were demanding about 10 major reforms to both ICE and CBP. They now end up getting 0 of those reforms. In Washington, Bill Malugin, Fox News.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is rejecting accusations from Democratic senators that the Iran conflict was launched without evidence of an imminent threat and waged with no coherent strategy. It was Hegseth's second straight day on Capitol Hill answering questions about Iran and the Pentagon budget. Fox's chief national security correspondent Jennifer Griffin reports.
There were more fireworks and name-calling than substance about the war strategy and cost, the Pentagon chief clashing again with Democratic lawmakers as he and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs defended their historic $1.5 trillion budget request, a 40% increase from last year.
But the question I would ask to you and to others is, what is the cost of a nuclear-armed Iran? What is the cost to the American people if the world's most dangerous regime has a nuclear weapon?
But the truth is, they don't want war coming to this shore. There's no evidence that we are safer because of this war. We did not have any evidence that Iran intended to imminently attack this country in any way, shape, or form.
Much of the discussion had already occurred in a closed classified briefing.
There's no question that Vladimir Putin's Russia is taking serious action to undermine our efforts for success in Iran. Is there any question about that?
I think there's actions and activities that are mindful of the hearing room we're in, but there's definitely some action there.
There was just one question on the Strait of Hormuz.
General Kane, can you tell us the status of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps' Navy, the entity actively closing the strait?
I won't get into any classified materials, but the smaller, fast, and smaller boats, Boston whaler-sized boats, there's still some out there.
Friday marks the deadline for Congress to authorize the use of force, or for the White House to ask for a 30-day extension under the War Powers Act of 1973. But House Speaker Mike Johnson says this is not a war. In Washington, Jennifer Griffin, Fox News.
Americans across the country are feeling it at the pump. Gas prices hitting all-time high records in some states as the national average climbs to the highest levels since 2022. Fox's Caroline Elliott has the story.
Easy now.
Gas prices once again are going back up, hitting the highest record in 4 years.
Gas prices are affecting me because all of a sudden I drive a lot less.
The prices are driving Americans to a breaking point. In Michigan, drivers protested outside a gas station.
I've known a few people already saying they don't know how they're going to get to work because it's so expensive right now. For me personally, I have family members who are ill and I can't go visit them across the state or up north because it's too expensive right now to drive. With gas almost $5 a gallon, that's just ridiculous.
In California, prices are now over $6 a gallon. And according to AAA, Hawaii just broke the state's all-time record for most expensive gas.
We have adults that are going without food at times so their children can eat. We're in the richest country in the world. That should never be happening.
The fluctuating price of gas is due to the conflict in the Middle East as the Strait of Hormuz remains restricted and the war in Iran drags on.
And you know what? And we're not going to have a nuclear weapon in the hands of Iran. The gas will go down. As soon as the war's over, it'll drop like a rock.
President Trump has not shared when the war could be over, only saying Iran is, quote, dying to make a deal. But as of right now, negotiations are at a standstill. In New York, Caroline Elliott, Fox News.
Congress approved a short-term extension of a critical surveillance program used by spy agencies, staving off a Friday expiration as disputes over longer reauthorization remain unresolved. Fox's chief congressional correspondent Chad Pergram has the latest from Capitol Hill.
Bipartisan worry about FISA expiring.
If we go to bed tonight and we don't have that program in place, I fear there will be blood on our hands.
History may judge the lapse of Section 702 authorities as one of the worst intelligence failures of our time.
Many Republicans were once leery of FISA, but believe a House-passed renew included guardrails after the FBI improperly used the program during an investigation which included President Trump's 2016 campaign.
If you abuse FISA now, you are going to prison.
The Senate won't renew a 3-year extension.
We're calling on them to do the job, pass the House's bill, and get this done.
But there was. Senators compromised, passing a 45-day extension after FISA skeptics secured declassified information about how the feds misused FISA.
Every day that Section 702 is extended without meaningful reforms is a day that the program can continue to be abused.
Other Democrats don't trust the Trump administration with FISA tools.
Have you seen Kash Patel? He has demonstrated that he is willing to violate American civil liberties.
But FISA doesn't go completely dark if Congress failed to re-up it.
Each time the court authorizes this, it does so for a year-long basis. So it's actually been reauthorized just a month ago into March of 2027.
But that's not good enough for lawmakers in the private sector. Intel agencies could still siphon calls and emails, but telecommunications companies might not comply, fearing punishment. They demand legal cover from Congress.
The question is whether the carriers will feel that they have sufficient legal protection to continue to cooperate.
The House synced up with the Senate, so FISA remains in place until at least mid-June. On Capitol Hill, Chad Pergram, Fox News.
Still to come, we have more of your national headlines. Don't go anywhere.
The UFL is bringing you closer to the game than ever before.
Unprecedented access. The UFL gets the people going.
Fox UFL Friday, Houston, Columbus at 8 Eastern.
At Pat's Pizza in Hamden, every day is delicious. Tuesday, pasta specials and cheesy breadsticks. Wednesday, large one-topping pizza, just $9.50. Thursday, hoagies and fries. Fridays, fish and fries. And Saturday, pizza and a fountain soda, dine-in, only $9.
Lights, camera, cheese! The Cheese House is looking for its next star, and it could be you. If you're 21 or older, enter for your chance to appear in the next commercial. Stop by the Cheese House at 5 Pike Drive in Fairfield to enter. While you're there, browse their huge selection of glassware and 420 specialty foods. But we have the cheese! Remember, entries are happening in person at the Cheese House, 5 Pike Drive in Fairfield. Bring your personality, bring your smile, and we have the cheese.
Nothing runs like a deer.
And Greenway Equipment Sales makes it easy to keep your John Deere running smoothly year-round. Our mobile maintenance truck will come to you and service most walk-behind and riding lawn equipment right in your yard. Just call or schedule online. Whatever the season, we'll have you tuned up, sharpened up, and geared up to mow or blow whatever Mother Nature dishes up. Contact the Smith Brothers today for service delivered.
Nothing runs like a Deere. From Greenway Equipment Sales, family owned and operated since 1994.
We need to stop the trafficking of fentanyl. We've had serious issues. Our death rate climbed tremendously.
Susan Collins successfully fought to give law enforcement the critical tools they need to combat fentanyl traffickers.
And I don't know anybody else as sincere as Susan Collins is about keeping our young people in our communities safe. Thank you, Senator Collins, for delivering when it matters most.
At Pat's Pizza in Hamden, every day is delicious. Tuesday, pasta specials and cheesy breadsticks. Wednesday, large one-topping pizza, just $9.50. Thursday, hoagies and fries. Fridays, fish and fries. And Saturday, pizza and a fountain soda. Dine in, only $9.
The California man charged with a weekend attempt to assassinate President Trump was back in federal court in D.C. today for a detention hearing. He's facing 3 federal charges, but prosecutors say that's just the beginning. Fox's Caroline Shively reports from Washington.
No bail and no release for Cole Allen, the man charged with attempting to assassinate President Trump Saturday night.
This defendant was calculated, he was premeditated, he had every intention of killing the president and anyone who got in his way.
Prosecutors argued Allen should remain behind bars while he awaits trial, and Allen's lawyers didn't fight it. The federal charges stem from Allen's alleged actions outside the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Police say he stormed through metal detectors at Washington's Hilton Hotel, armed with a long gun, sprinting toward a ballroom filled with 2,500 guests and the nation's top officials.
I mean, he was like a running back. In fact, if he ever got out, they're probably going to sign him. He was a speedy guy, but he was stopped.
Prosecutors allege the 31-year-old teacher and engineer fired his shotgun near the ballroom, and an officer fired 5 shots before Allen fell to the ground unharmed. A Secret Service agent was hit in his bulletproof vest, but not seriously injured.
I know a lot of those people at Secret Service, and they were good and they were forceful.
Investigators are now combing through Allen's social media and digital communications. Prosecutors expect several additional charges to come out of a grand jury, depending on what police uncover surrounding Allen's intent.
Whether we can prove he had the intent to kill additional people by name based upon what we determine from the investigation.
The next court hearing for Allen is a preliminary hearing scheduled for May 11. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
King Charles and Queen Camilla wrapping up their 4-day state visit to the U.S., hopefully securing a deeper and stronger relationship with President Trump. We go back to Fox's Caroline Elliott for the final leg of the royal tour.
President Trump saying goodbye to the British royals in Washington, D.C. with the highest praise for King Charles.
We need more people like that in our country.
After bidding farewell to the Trumps, the royal couple made the short drive to Arlington Cemetery to honor the fallen at the tomb of the unknown soldier. The King and Queen then headed to a block party in Virginia to celebrate 250 years of U.S. independence.
It's a festival atmosphere. I think it's something that the people here are never going to forget. The children are going to remember for the rest of their lives.
The trip deemed a success by both UK and U.S. officials. King Charles seemed to charm not only the president, but also the British back home.
President Trump has a mixed reputation, I think it's fair to say, in the United Kingdom. But the thing that I think that the King has landed so well on this visit, that special relationship is deeper and stronger.
But there are still questions about the relationship between President Trump and Britain's Prime Minister.
Sadly, Keir Starmer, as we've seen time and time again, has decided to ignore advice from people better placed.
King Charles and Queen Camilla are spending a few days in Bermuda before heading back to the UK. In New York, Caroline Elliott, Fox News.
Switching gears now, office space was a hot commodity pre-pandemic. Now, much of it is selling for pennies on the dollar. Fox Business Network Grady Trimble explains.
Building owners are finally cutting their losses and selling after office occupancy plummeted during the pandemic. In some cities, occupancy is rebounding, but the building values essentially crashed after COVID. Take a look at these two buildings in Chicago, for example. One just sold for $41 million. The previous seller paid $306 million in 2018 for the very same building. The other went for $62.5 million recently, a third of its 2018 value.
The cheaper you pay for the bricks, the more you can afford to spend on other parts of the building to make it nicer, more appealing. The more free rent periods you can offer tenants on long-term leases to attract them, the more generous you can be in listing commissions to brokers.
In Denver, a developer purchased the Denver Energy Center building for just over $5 million after a foreclosure. That property previously sold for $176 million.
It's not like companies don't want office space. It's just that the value proposition of office space had gotten so out of whack from what companies really need. And I think really affordable office space, just like really affordable apartment rents, will be attractive.
And in some cases, buyers are getting creative. One developer is planning to convert a building not far from here that he bought at a steep discount into an urban farm, complete with a produce market and restaurants. In Chicago, Grady Trimble, Fox Business.
A multinational consumer goods company sees price increases of its own. Fox Business Network's David Asman has a look at that story and more in today's Fox Means Business.
Markets finished much higher for your Thursday. The S&P 500 and NASDAQ both set new highs, while the Dow broke its losing streak to finish in the green. The cost of goods and services grew in March. That's according to the Bureau of Economic Analysis' latest Personal Consumption Expenditures Index, or PCE index, which is the Federal Reserve's preferred inflation gauge. Costs ticked up 0.7% from the prior month and 3.5% from the prior year, the biggest rise since May of 2023. Well, Unilever sees price increases picking up again this year. The Dove soap and Axe deodorant maker said it will increase prices to soften the hit from higher than expected costs driven by the Iran war. During Unilever's first quarter earnings call, executives said that, quote, there will be frequent price increases, but in smaller doses, end quote. And the U.S. Food and Drug Administration is proposing to remove the active ingredients of Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly's weight loss medications from the list of drugs available to be outsourced for compounding. Now, compounded drugs are cheaper copies of FDA-approved medications made by licensed pharmacies. The FDA commissioner is saying, quote, when FDA-approved drugs are available, facilities cannot lawfully compound using bulk drug substances unless there is a clear clinical need. That's business. I'm David Asman.
Folks, stay with us. Your full 5-day forecast is next.
Much cooler temperatures out there with our fair share of rain for today, trickling overnight tonight, but looking to be dry tomorrow. But another chance at rain is coming quickly. When exactly will it arrive? We'll have those answers coming right up.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
Are your gutters weighed down by debris causing them to sag and overflow? I'm Tony Hafford with TC Hafford Basement Systems. Clogged gutters lead to costly repairs for your home, so skip the cleaning and stop the clogs with Gutter Shutter. Gutter Shutter, the world's best gutter, is a high-performance gutter with a lifetime no-clog guarantee. Stop the clutter, get Gutter Shutter. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems today for all things basementy.
With over 30 years of experience, Patriot General Contractors knows how to get your home renovation project done right. Our certified contractors can help you build, redesign, or finish the project of your dreams. Check out Facebook page for reviews and visit patriotgeneralcontractors.com to schedule your quote today. Patriot General Contractors, redesigning your properties for the future.
At Toyota, we believe longevity is the true measure of affordability. The longer something lasts, the further your money goes. So with Toyota being the longest lasting brand, your money goes the furthest. Now, during our longest lasting value event, you can get $4.99 for 72 on a fuel-sipping Tacoma with $500 bonus cash on SR5 gas models and 2 years no-cost maintenance. See your New England Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
Major League Soccer, Saturday on Fox.
Thank you very much. Tonight's weather is brought to you by Da Vinci Signs. From interior and exterior signage, signage packages, and vehicle wraps to illuminated signs, LEDs, and electronic message boards. We're all about making your business visible with innovative signage designed for impact. All right, a cooler day for today. Upper 40s here in Bangor with plenty of rain out there as well. We're going to kind of see it trickle overnight tonight, but still highs in the mid-40s along your coastline. You did see 50 in Freiburg, 50 in Machias as well, with the warmer temperatures up near Presque Isle and Holton. They saw a little bit more sunshine before the rain hit, so that got you a little bit warmer than everyone else. But many of us will be falling into the low to mid-40s for tonight. You can see here 43 here in Bangor. That's our forecast low for tonight. Some of us can be a little bit warmer, especially as you head north. You saw the warmer temperatures earlier for today, but still many of us in the 40s with some on and off showers overnight. Into tomorrow, we'll see the skies really clear here in the Bangor and coastal regions. A lot of cloud cover still hanging out north. So yes, we have a chance to reach near 60. I got us forecasted at 59 for tomorrow. Could stay a little bit cooler along your coastline. Of course, staying in the mid 40s for Clayton Lake and the Caribou with that cloud cover for tomorrow. So average highs right around 60. We'll be close to that for tomorrow, but back below average into your weekend, especially Sunday. Another day with highs in the mid 40s. That'll be coming with a lot of rain showers as well. But as you look into the beginning of the work week, we warm back up near average on Monday. 66 on Tuesday. Could see a slight chance for some showers and thunderstorms with that. A front will come through, slightly cooling us off Wednesday, but more on Thursday with those highs back in the mid 50s, slightly below average. So a little bit of wind out there for today. We're going to see it kind of calm down for tonight, but tomorrow morning, some northwest winds are going to kick in, gusting near 15, maybe 20 miles per hour in some spots. And this will linger throughout the afternoon, but it will start to die off tomorrow evening. You'll see some lighter winds then, and that will continue into your Saturday with another chance for rain on the way as well. So we'll take a look at that here. So first, we dealt with all the heavier rain today. We're kind of seeing some on and off showers for tonight. Could be starting here in Bangor and moving north throughout the night, but tomorrow afternoon is when many of us will see the conditions clearing up, especially near Portland. Lots of sunshine for you. A few clouds here in Bangor are going to keep us in the upper 50s and low 60s, but looking at mid 40s still up near Presque Isle with that cloud cover for tomorrow. But cooler night for your Friday night to your Saturday, but more clouds move in during the day Saturday. As you can see, another chance for rain on the way. You can see 10 a.m. here is just some scattered showers. As we get into the evening, the intensity can pick up, and even this is the farthest this model goes, but for your Saturday night into your Sunday, we'll really see the intensity of the rain showers pick up, and as well as the coverage. We'll see more of the state seeing plenty of rain showers for your Sunday, kind of like what we saw out there for today. So more rain is on the way, but we still got a few scattered rain showers out there for tonight. Really foggy, so be careful if you're driving out there for tonight. Do not drive with high beams on, and the fog makes it harder to see. So for tonight, you got your low near 43 degrees. For tomorrow, we'll be close to 60. We got our high at 59. Some sprinkles early on, but then decreasing clouds, a little breezy during the day with those winds gusting near 20 miles per hour at times. So taking a look at your extended forecast, we'll cool off again this weekend, 51 for Saturday with some scattered showers, more widespread showers Sunday with highs in the mid 40s, but we bump back up into the low 60s Monday and a slight chance for showers and thunderstorms heading to your Tuesday with highs in the mid 60s. Beth?
Chase, thank you so much. Folks, don't go anywhere. Sports is next.
Here at Twin City Tire and Service, you will be working with industry professionals. We have ASE certified master technicians and certified tire and lube technicians. If we need your vehicle for a duration of time, we offer a complimentary shuttle service and can even offer a loaner vehicle. Being a client at Twin City Tire and Service means that we will treat you right. This includes a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on mechanical repairs. We also provide you with 1 year of complimentary roadside assistance. Come see us today at Twin City Tire and Service in Brewer.
We're celebrating mud season in Maine at Down East Toyota with some sparkling deals for you on our impressive lineup of all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive vehicles.
We're putting the final shine on new inventory weekly. Come see what we've polished up.
Get financing as low as 2.99% APR on a 2026 Tundra or Tacoma, along with up to $1,000 cash towards your down payment. Check online for all the details and latest inventory.
Get a clean start in a new Toyota this spring.
All muddy roads lead to Down East on Wilson Street in Brewer.
Collectors, get ready! Maine Hobby Fest, hosted by Coastal Sports Collectibles, is coming Saturday, May 2nd from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at the Brewer Auditorium. With over 60 vendors, you'll find sports cards, Pokemon, trading card games, collectibles, memorabilia, and more, all under one roof. Enter raffles from Maine Celtics box seats and Savannah Bananas tickets. Sign up for a live 3-case football break and meet former Red Sox pitcher Bill the Spaceman Lee signing autographs. Admission just $1. Don't miss Maine Hobby Fest, May 2nd at Brewer Auditorium, 318 Wilson Street. Learn more at coastalsportscollectibles.com.
ABC 7 and Fox 22's Jack Webb, named Maine's Sportscaster of the Year by the National Sports Media Association.
Welcome back in, folks. Thanks for staying with us. We'll start with the Boston Celtics, who took on the 76ers in Game 6 on Thursday night. Celtics trying to eliminate Philadelphia. We picked this one up at the end of the first quarter. Sam Hauser's going to bang a three in transition as the C's take a lead after one frame. But here comes Philly. Paul George taking Tatum to school as he bangs the triple. 76ers up 9 at the half. First possession now of the second half. Celtics need to get something going. Well, they get a turnover from Tatum, which eventually leads to yet another Paul George triple to extend their lead. Later in the third, it's George again in transition over Tatum as this one's starting to get ugly. George had 23 points in this ballgame. Then it's going to be Tyrese Maxey's turn. He scoops it home as the 76ers stay alive. Game 7 is in Boston on Saturday, time TBD. Well, let's happily turn the page to college women's lacrosse as the Husson University Eagles are looking to make it back-to-back NAC championships this Saturday. Our Rex Sturm caught up with the team ahead of their big game against MMA.
Why not us? Again.
When you're crowned the champion in any given sport, there's only one goal the following season: to defend your title and go back-to-back. The Husson University women's lacrosse team will have that opportunity this Saturday when they take on Maine Maritime Academy in a rematch of last year's North Atlantic Conference title game. Husson tallied a 5-1 conference record during the regular season, granting the Eagles home field advantage for the title game.
I think it's just been the team, their grit, their determination every single day. They show up and they want greatness, so they're working towards that greatness.
Every day at practice we show up ready to get to work, and we all really encourage each other to do your best.
This success comes despite the loss of key starters from their championship squad. Senior Gracie Gardner credits the team's resurgence again this year to the development of their younger players.
I think a lot of sophomores have really stepped up, and I think we have a lot of first years who are really coming into their element. They've done a really great job adapting and stepping up when they need to.
The one conference loss this season, Maine Maritime Academy. The Eagles split the season series with the Mariners, and they learned plenty from both games.
We really talk about all the little things. So the little things are going to add up to be big things. So that first game was a lot of little things that added up to be really, really big things.
You know, I took away that it really is a possession game. Both of the games we've had against them, we've either won or lost by one.
With the title on the line, the Eagles understand that becoming repeat champs will require their all.
We got to play together, we got to play composed, and we need to keep possession. And we just need to play the game that we know how to play, and the game that we played last year needs to come back to this field.
Nothing short of grit and determination. Those are kind of our key words too. We know it's going to be a tough game. It's not going to be easy, so we have to show up with a fire for all 4 quarters.
We know what to expect with this team. We have our home field advantage with all of our fans to support, and I think we'll be ready.
The NAC championship game will begin on Saturday at 4 p.m. In Bangor, Max Sturm, ABC 7 and Fox 22 Sports.
Thank you for that, Max. Good luck to the Eagles this weekend. Well, as he announced on his Instagram last week, Brewers' Ollie Higgins has made the decision to pursue his next athletic and academic chapter out of state. Higgins will be transferring to the Newman School in Boston, where he will classify to graduate in 2029, giving him an extra year of high school play. Standing at 6'10", the basketball potential is absolutely there, but he says this move is also about unlocking academic potential as well.
Just talking with my family, I think this is the best thing for me going forward, not only from a basketball standpoint, but also like an academic standpoint, and it's just the right move for me. I've always wanted to play Division I basketball. I want to play as long as I possibly can, but also like outside of that, like after I get done playing, this is a great opportunity for me to get started on something that's bigger than basketball.
It isn't out of the norm for a player to make a move out of state. As you know, Cooper and Ace Flagg made the leap after their freshman season in Nokomis, as did Bangor's Landon Clark following his sophomore year. Higgins says those guys finding success certainly makes him a little more comfortable with the move.
Absolutely, yeah, those guys are like guys that I look up to and guys who I want to be like when I'm older, so absolutely, yeah.
Some great role models he's got there. Best of luck to Ollie Higgins as he continues his journey. For now, that's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
At Old Town Redemption Center, we are always ready to help with any fundraisers or bottle drives. We are here to help our community. Like and follow us on Facebook for upcoming weekly holiday giveaways and our monthly $100 drawing.
Blazing Trails, located in Lincoln, is your #1 trusted caregiver storefront. From personalized consultations to the highest quality product, Blazing Trails provides outstanding patient services to Eastern and Central Maine. Discover how we're blazing the trails to quality holistic medicine.
Jado Highlands Golf Course, nestled in the woods of Lincoln, just a short drive from Bangor or Holton. Designed for players of all abilities, Jado features everything a golfer desires. 18 fully irrigated holes, driving range, practice green, and a golf shop with instruction available. Jado maintains quality course conditions while proudly displaying some of the most scenic views in Maine. Challenge yourself to a round of golf surrounded by the beauty of Maine at Jado Highlands Golf Course.
Sprague's Nursery and Garden Center is your destination for all things green, and yellow, and pink, and red, and, well, you'll understand when you visit us. Plants aren't just another department here. They're our whole world. From gardening classes to our expansive greenhouses, we cultivate a community of budding and seasoned gardeners alike. Professional landscapers turn to us too. Shouldn't you? Sprague's Nursery and Garden Center, growing with you since 1947.
Step into a story that's funny, touching, and deeply human. Winterport Open Stage presents The Dining Room by A.R. Gurney. This unique production blends a series of scenes into a heartfelt look at family and tradition. Performances run May 1st, 2nd, 8th, and 9th at 7 p.m., with matinees May 3rd and 10th at 3 p.m. at Samuel Wagner Middle School in Winterport. For tickets, visit winterportopenstage.net or find Winterport Open Stage on Facebook.
Blazing Trails, located in Lincoln, is your #1 trusted caregiver storefront. From personalized consultations to the highest quality product, Blazing Trails provides outstanding patient services to Eastern and Central Maine. Discover how we're blazing the trails to quality holistic medicine.
At Old Town Redemption Center, we are always ready to help with any fundraisers or bottle drives. We are here to help our community. Like and follow us on Facebook for upcoming weekly holiday giveaways and our monthly $100 drawing.
Are you ready for this adventure?
Bear Grylls is running wild. All new Tuesdays on Fox.
It's no secret raising children certainly doesn't come cheap, but for many families across the country, costs are now reaching a breaking point. A recent financial survey by company LendingTree found that a whopping 82% of parents say raising kids has become more expensive, with many of them saying they spend more than $1,000 a month. 44% of parents surveyed say the increased pressure has affected how many children they intend to have. Nearly all respondents say parenting would be easier with less financial stress. A viral social media trend is raising concerns. It's called the Scientology Speed Run, where groups rush into Scientology buildings and then share the video online. Fox's Matthew Seedorf has more.
Go, 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 go!
People rushing in, then running out.
The stairs are right here, here.
A new TikTok trend going viral, showing masked groups forcing their way into Scientology centers.
They call it the speed run, Scientology speed run.
Church officials calling it a hate crime.
You can't charge them with a hate crime if they're not doing nothing. I mean, we're not yelling racial slurs. We're not yelling anything.
Two people speaking with us anonymously say they're involved in at least one of these videos.
We're literally just running in to see what we can see and find.
It's a rush. Like, you never know what could happen. Part of us are scared that we're going to get, like, trapped in there.
So then why do you want to do it?
Again, just to expose the truth.
And I'm worried about these kids getting killed.
Neighbors in Hollywood raising concerns this week at a police commissioners meeting.
But vigilante justice is not a good idea.
A church spokesperson says staff have been knocked down and hurt by these videos, adding the church welcomes lawful visitors. It does not welcome mobs forcing entry, damaging property, disrupting religious spaces, or endangering people for views.
I feel like more than half or 50% of people agree with us, and there are people that don't, and that's okay, but we're going to keep doing what we want to do.
Security now heightened with handles removed from doors. While within minutes of our interviews Wednesday, officers arrived with lights and sirens on.
Are you worried about getting arrested?
Honestly, there's nothing they can really do besides a trespass because these doors are open into church.
A program that allows high school students to start taking college courses early at UMaine hosted students from across the state today in the hopes of drawing them to the university. This was the first ever early college day at UMaine. The day included panels on student life as well as lots of information on multiple areas of study. There were also campus tours. Now, different from a general campus visit, this day allowed students who attended to specifically explore the courses of study they are interested in.
We've divided them by areas of interest within the different colleges here on campus. Some of them we've broken down further because they're pretty large groups, and but they've all been able to express what their interest level is, even if they're unsure.
The day even included tours of specialized facilities like labs. If you'd like more information on the early college program, head to umaine.edu/early college. An update now to a story we recently brought you about the VZ Community School robotics team who had punched their ticket to a national competition in Houston, Texas. Well, the team has landed in Houston this week and is getting ready to go. Today they got to enter the venue and start their practicing and preparations for competition, but it hasn't been all business. They've been taking in some of the sights as well. Yesterday, we're told they had the thrilling opportunity to tour NASA's facilities in Houston, a dream come true for any robotics enthusiast. Tomorrow, official competition matches begin. We certainly wish them the very best of luck. We know they will make us proud. They already have. Alrighty, folks, that is going to do it for us. From everyone here at Fox 22 News, take care and have a great rest of your night. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.
For more local news coverage, switch over to our sister station, ABC7, right now for ABC7 News at 11.
We veer off course and have to find our way back. Surprise detours lead us to unexpected places. places we never imagined were possible.
Meryl Streep and Desi Lydic on a new Jimmy Kimmel Live later tonight.
Royal Bridge collapsing.
Owen takes that bridge to work.
This is an all-hands-on-deck situation.
Oh my God. Nick, I'm here. BP's dropping. Come on, let them do their jobs. I know that you're scared.
I need you in OR2. It's Nick. He was on the bridge.
This is ABC 7 News at 11.
Maine's congressional